I don't know what is happening in my life. Things are not just okay within me. I'm a little bit terrified by what is exactly happening in my life as per now. All along, I've known I'm a prophet. For many years, I've known myself as a prophet. Not to what is happening at the moment and the way it is happening at the moment. The whole of this week, I've been a little bit restless. And this began on Tuesday. And most of the time, I've been very much okay when I'm here with people. But when it reaches evening, I find it so difficult, especially going back to my house. Many a times where I live, there is a big slope before you reach my gate. So I've been parking the vehicle around the slope area, and I sit there for very long hours. Very long hours. Very, very long hours. And then from there, sometimes I go to the house. And it has been a pattern that started bothering me on Tuesday. Then I've not been having good sleeps. By 6, 5:30, I'm awake. I'm so much bothered. And it has been a pattern from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sometimes when I live here, I ask myself many questions. Now I'm going to that house. I'm going to start going through this thing again. There is this voice that has been talking to me from Tuesday. And the voice is too strong in me. Very strong. But it has not been talking anything good. This voice has been tormenting me. Seriously. When it starts talking, I just lose myself. To an extent that it had started inserting fear in me. I'm one person who don't fear things easily. I've been going through a state of a voice. And I realized I was walking into a valley of death, where there were millions and millions of souls. To an extent, I was afraid of even closing my eyes. I was afraid of closing my eyes because immediately I close my eyes, I start going through that. It's like where I left it, I have to pick it from there. It's like it's a tape that is not disconnecting, no matter how I try to disconnect it myself. It wasn't disconnecting. For those who have looked at me very well this week, I've been doing a lot of sleeping here in the church. Those one who have been very keen, I've been sleeping in that Studio 4 or in my office. You come, you find the door is locked, I'm sleeping because I've not been sleeping at night. My eyes are closed, yes, but my minds are fully awake. I'm not fully awake because I'm alert. My minds are fully awake because I'm being taken through things that I don't want to see. Things that I don't want to see, but I am seeing them by force. That is what has been happening to me. Being taken through vitu zenye stuck, things that I don't want to see, but I'm being forced to see them. And so it was indeed traumatizing. I was taken through a valley with shadows of people who died, millions of people. Millions of people. And no voice was telling me anything, but I'm being taken through them. And some voices were shouting, crying. It was just very bad things. I was not understanding why I was seeing all these things. So when the dream comes to an end, I wake up. You struggle to come out of that vision. You come out, and it's like, you check your time, it's 4:20, 4:10. Now, there's nothing you can do. You just have to force yourself to sleep again. Immediately you close your eyes, it starts again. It's like it continues. And it has been like that. So I took my supper. I went to sleep. As usual, I got into the world of the same thing. I woke up, I went back to my toilet. Now for a service, I came back, tried to sleep again, back to the same thing. Now I wake up in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, I went to the toilet again. I came back. It was my time to take a shower. So when it was my time to take a shower, now is when the clear information comes. And on Thursday, I told myself today, I'll just finish the service, then I get out of Kisumu. Come back on Wednesday. Probably just go somewhere else, go either to the mountain or just go and sit somewhere. Find out what is this, all this that I'm going through. So now at exactly 6, when I wake up, it was time to take a shower. Then something tells me to go back on bed. So I went back on bed. And now that's when the clear everything was told to me. So when I go back to my bed, I was lifted. Within minutes, I was lifted. Within minutes, I was lifted. In the spirit, I'm taken very high into the spiritual world. So when I was taken to the spiritual world, up there, the Lord started talking to me. The Lord asked me, have you understand what you have been going through? Then I told him, understanding what I've been going through, in which way? What you have been facing. I told him, no. What I know is that I've been so terrified from Tuesday. But I've been fighting with this thing. But very terrified inside. Trying to look into what is causing this fear in me, but not seeing it. I've been walking in the valleys of the dead people. I've not been understanding all these things. Then he told me, fine. That's why now you need to know. Then the Lord started taking me through the history of happenings that happened so many years. Actually, the history began in 1971. Me, I was born in 80s. 70s, I was still working in heaven. Me, I was born in 80s. 70s, I was still working in heaven. So the Lord took me to a history of a project that was done in 1971. The project was done. In 1978, it was unleashed. In 80s, it was a mystery. In 90s, it became a world disaster. In 2000, it is a base of project, money-making project. The Lord took me to the origin of HIV/AIDS. And the Lord told me, this is why you have been passing through this. All these souls you have been seeing, there are people who ever died because of that. The Lord was very clear to me. Very clear with me. And that's why I am going to say these things straight. I'm going to speak these things straight. The Lord was very clear with me. The story of HIV. He took me stage after stage after stage after stage. From 1971, 1978, in 80s, 90s, and now 2000. And the Lord told me, I have a project. Now listen to what I was told. There was a meeting held in heaven. There was a meeting held in heaven, not on earth. A meeting was held in heaven. I will tell you what you need to know. What you don't need to know, I'll keep it for my own security purpose. Not because I don't know, no. But for the purpose of my security. I still have a lot to do. As much as God will protect me, I have a responsibility also to make sure that I assist heavens over my protection. A meeting was held in heaven. In the meeting, this is what was discovered. When the virus of HIV was formed, God had a plan also with his own plan. So when they formed the virus, God wanted to use the virus as a way of bringing morals, discipline, and order in the minds of human beings. But he did not create the virus. HIV was created by people in laboratory. The project of HIV started the year 1954, March on 12th. The meeting was held at 5 p.m. in a country here on earth. I said I will not speak everything because wisdom counts that I should do the right thing. 1954 March is when the meeting, the idea, it was a summit, and the summit was to control and to regulate the increase of population of a particular race on the face of the earth. Because the race was increasing and multiplying wherever they were. And so people were afraid that these people could take them away and maybe one day take over what is theirs. And so an idea of reducing the race, that particular race, came up. There, an idea of a virus came. A slow-killing virus came up. The virus was tested on prisoners. It worked. The virus was tested on prisoners. It worked. A total of 148 people were killed as a result of test. God told me everything. Everything. And so it went on and it was unleashed. It was unleashed through airports. When your sons, your brothers, your sisters were traveling to that particular nation, they were injected the virus at the airport the day they were coming back. And an order was released. An order was released that no white girl should date a black man, and no white man should date a black lady, because they had developed a virus. And why were they being injected when they are coming back? So that when they come back to Africa, through intimacy, they infect their fellow Africans. And indeed, in 80s and 90s, HIV killed people in Africa. Millions of people died. And now in the morning I was asking God, why are you showing me all these things? Because that is always my question. Because I'm used to simple, quiet life. And now you want to make me become a loud speaking person. That has never been me. So the Lord kept on talking to me. So I asked God, now if this is the case, what is the business? Ango midwa moda team. Unataka mimi nifanye nini? what do you want me to do with what you are telling me? And God told me, I've come because you needed to know the resolution that was passed in the meeting of heaven. And that resolution is what I want you to go and speak to the people of the earth. The world of darkness, the kingdom of darkness, took advantage of that. Many people, now this is not about Africans. This is about every person on the face of the earth. Many people have been infected with HIV, not because they did anything wrong. Some even can't remember messing up with their lives, but only to go to hospital and be surprised by the results. Why? Because of the demonic attacks. People have been having dreams, intimacy dreams. Some have been having dreams with demons directly. Snakes, beasts, people they can't recall, people they don't know at all, people they have nothing in common in terms of affairs. And because of that, many people became victims. And because of that, many have died. Because of that, heaven passed a law. And the law is this. Number one, the world, the medicine of HIV, God has declared it to be released to mankind. The medicine of HIV, God has decreed it to be given to mankind, so that innocent people may live. So soon, HIV drug is going to come out. And it will come out of 3 countries. 3 countries are going to release the drug. Why 3 countries? So that one country does not take advantage of it and start manipulating the people of God by collecting monies. Because this is an order. And God told me the way I decreed the healing of leprosy, that was a dangerous disease in centuries, is the same way I've decreed HIV. God told me there was a time leprosy was uncurable, but at his own time, he released a cure. God told me the same way I released a cure is the same way I've come to save my people. But before this happens, I had to send you to tell the world. So I'm here to announce to the entire world that a meeting was held in heaven, and the cure of HIV/AIDS is going to be announced soon. That is number one. And God told me he's going to make HIV become like it never existed. That the drugs will be even found in the shops, not even in the hospital. That's number 2. I got very curious. I wanted to know, what drug is this? And I was very shocked. God told me anything with quinine shall heal HIV. That is what God told me. There was much around it that the Lord spoke to me also. In that vision, I was talking to the east wind, and I was standing somewhere along the east, because I saw it was the east. There was a big stone, then below the stone, there was big stone like this. Then at the end of the stone, there was a wind, a very strong wind, in a form of milkish color. the color of milk. It was blowing very heavily, like the rays of a light. And there was an angel of God standing there. Then he asked me, what are you seeing? Then I told him I'm seeing a stone in a brown color, milkish form. And then the angel of God asked me, what are you seeing? I told him I'm seeing a stone, I'm seeing wind, but with milk in it. Then the angel told me, this is the healing spirit that has been released. It's going to hit the entire world. And God told me during that time when the angel was telling me about the wind going to hit the entire world, to heal the people of God. To heal the people of God from the virus and from the attack of that demon. I asked God, how is this one going to heal people? And God told me, by this, the virus will kill no one. That's when the angel told me something, that anybody who ever got HIV accidentally, innocently, never died. Even though the virus was in them, God sustained and retained their lives. But those who went seeking for it in awkward places, they were punished. And I came to learn so much. I came to realize, kumbe si ARV ya watu wamekuwa kimeza. No, it was God. I came to learn it's not the ARV that has been keeping people, it was God. I came to learn why some people were on ARV and they still died. It was God. Because God saw the innocence. Because some women were just fulfilling their duty of being a wife. Some women were just fulfilling their duty of a relationship. Some women were just fulfilling their duty of being a woman to somebody she loved. Some men were just fulfilling their duty. God and the angel of the Lord told me, if they were sustained, now they are going to be healed. Amen?